Whenever I'm in a group introduction situation, it goes something like this. The group leader will say, "Introduce yourself. Tell us what you like to do." And immediately, my mind goes blank on anything remotely interesting I've ever done in my life. Internal panic eventually reminds me, "You're a writer. You're a journalist." But immediately following that thought comes fear. I begin thinking of what others will think of me when I introduce myself as a writer. She does know she's not going to get a job, right? News is dead. Let's see how far she gets with that one. Now I know I need to get rid of that fear and be proud of my passion. There's a quote from Dead Poets Society that has always intrigued me. Robin Williams says, "No matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world." And that's what I plan to do. But why? Where does this passion for journalism come from? I can pinpoint it back to one exact moment. One exact memory. I was in second grade and my teacher had just assigned us a new homework assignment. Go home, find a newspaper, find an article, and read it and write a report on it. So I went home, I found a newspaper, I began searching for the shortest article I could find, naturally, and I found one about Universal Studios opening up a new ride, The Mummy. Now, this article was nothing profound. It's not going to win a Pulitzer anytime soon, but it was very intriguing to me. It instilled in me this feeling of joy when I read it. I reread it several times because it intrigued me so much. And I decided that if one article can instill these feelings in me, then I want to do the same thing. I want to be a writer. I want to be a journalist. Now, as a second grader, I couldn't exactly hop into the world of journalism right then and there, so I began looking for any other way I could to write. I wrote short stories, poems, journals, even nonfiction, till eventually I found myself in ninth grade with the opportunity to be on the school newspaper and yearbook staff. Now, being on this staff was some of the best times of my life, but at the same time, it was also some of the most disappointing times of my life. Because those stacks of freshly printed Bruin newspapers never got picked up, nobody read them, and at the end of the year, when the yearbooks came out, everybody grabbed them and opened them right up to those blank autograph pages, and nobody even flipped to those sections of writing that we had spent so much time all school year working on them. And I must say that it diminished my enthusiasm for journalism enough that by the time I got to college, I began searching for other majors. Math, education, marine biology, business, even film were all areas I dabbled in, but never felt quite at home. And so despite my little escapade of new self-discovery, I did end up in the journalism program at BYU. Now, I put my heart, guts, and soul into each one of my articles that I write, but I get a sour stomach as I look at the page views on each of my published articles online. I think right now the average is about 5 page views per article, and 2 of them are probably mine. But I'm determined to persevere, because I can still remember that one little article I read back in second grade. Now, of course, nothing about a little article on a new ride opening up at Universal Studios is world-changing, but in a way it was world-changing for me, because it sparked my passion for journalism. It inspired me to be a writer. So it turns out Robin Williams was right. No matter how few page views I get, no matter how many people tell me news is dead, words and ideas can change the world. And that's what I plan to do.